And with new details on something we first told you about on Thursday's Trending. In 1937, Amelia Earhart attempted to fly around the world but vanished somewhere over the Pacific Ocean.
Now, nearly 80 years later, her distant relative Amelia Rose Earhart will try and finish that journey. She also happens to be a reporter at our Denver station, KUSA. Amelia Rose, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's just start with your connection to Amelia Earhart.
Sure. So I'm a namesake of Amelia's, and my dad's last name being Earhart, went back for generations. And our family shares a very, very distant common ancestry to Amelia, traced back to the 1700s. But really, my parents, they didn't really name me Amelia Earhart because of our relation to her. It's very distant. But the point is, they wanted to give me an inspirational namesake, a good role model. They had no idea that I would ever actually fly.
But people have been asking you, do you fly? Do you want to be a pilot?
Yes.
Since what? You were old enough to talk, I guess.
Oh, exactly. Every single day of my life, the conversation comes up, are you a pilot? And I got so sick of telling people no and saying,
yes, I'll fly, I'll fly.
I was saying these disappointing looks on people's faces, and I thought, you know what, as soon as I can afford it, I'm going to try it out. And so in college, saved up enough money to take my first flight lesson, and I haven't stopped since. It's been great.
Yeah, and so you're planning on recreating her trip around the world, and you're going to be doing it along with a fellow adventurer, Patrick Carter.
Yes.
So you said it's going to take about 2 weeks or so?
2 weeks at the minimum. We've got 14 stops, so between 2 and 3 weeks, but it'll be great. We'll sleep our required amounts, refuel the plane, get up and go. But
walk us through the route. Oakland is where it starts.
Exactly. So we'll start in Oakland, California, make our way down to Miami, Brazil, cut across Africa, make our way all the way through India, Australia, then of course across the South Pacific, which is where Amelia disappeared. We'll make low passes over Howland Island and come back into Oakland.
What's the furthest you've flown so far?
So far, my longest flight was a transcontinental flight to recreate Amelia's last flight across the U.S. from Oakland to Miami, and I did that in another small aircraft, and it was awesome.
What does it mean to you, Amelia? You share her name. This is obviously someone you're very interested in, but to really retrace her steps.
I've been having this conversation my entire life. Like I said, it always comes up, and when I think about the best way to honor being a namesake of Amelia, it's all about adventure. There's not a lot of things that we're entitled to in life, but what I believe is we are entitled to developing our own adventure, whatever that is, whether it's just leaving the house or if it's flying all the way around the world. So this is my version of adventure and my best way to keep Amelia's spirit alive.
We're going to follow you along the route as well.
She's navigated by the moon and stars, but you'll have GPS.
Yes.
Thanks for being here.
Thank goodness for GPS.
And hi to everybody in Denver for us, too. Amelia Rose Earhart, thank you.